Waiting to learn how long a man will spend behind bars for a nearly decade-old crime, killing a Fallbrook family and burying their bodies.
Thousands of sailors preparing to ship out of San Diego as a strike group deploys for a new mission.
And months later, the warning going out to riders and drivers along an MTS route over possible TB exposure. 10 News Midday starts now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Right now, we're waiting to find out how long a man will spend behind bars for the murders of a Fallbrook couple and their 2 children. I'm Virginia Cha.
And I'm Jim Patton. 10 News reporter Matt Boone joins us live from the courthouse in San Bernardino, where Charles Merritt is being sentenced. Matt.
Jim, Virginia, that is still going on behind us. They just took a short recess, but it's been a slow morning getting everything going. That's because the defense attorney for Charles Merritt has filed several motions to the judge. One is to submit new evidence. Another one claims prosecutorial, sorry, that's a difficult word, misconduct, though they haven't gotten to why that is. They want a retrial. The judge hasn't decided on any of that yet, but some of that new evidence they want to submit has to do with cell phone records that they claim show that their client, that is Charles Merritt, was not near the scene of the crime when the prosecutors say he was. It's unclear exactly how that may affect the hearing today. But let's go back 10 years ago. That is when the McStay family disappeared from their home in Fallbrook. That was Joseph McStay, his wife Summer, 4-year-old Gianni, and 3-year-old Joseph Jr. Their home was found left undisturbed, as if they had just left one morning, planning to come home, but never did. Their family car was found several days later, parked in a strip mall in San Ysidro near the border, a clue only later discovered to be a red herring. 3 years later, a gruesome discovery in the Mojave Desert outside Victorville. All 4 bodies were found buried among a rusting sledgehammer. Still, it took another year for investigators to arrest Merritt, who'd worked for Joseph McStay's business, making home and garden water features. Prosecutors say Merritt owed McStay money and that he became angry after McStay tried cutting him out of the business. The motive, they argued, was greed. That, of course, led a jury to convict Merritt on all those counts. Now, once again, right now, what the judge is considering are really 2 options. That's life in prison without the possibility of parole, or whether or not to impose the death penalty on this case. It is still legal in California, the death sentence, although right now under Governor Gavin Newsom, there is a moratorium on it while he is in office. And of course, no one has actually been executed in California since 2006. We'll continue to be here and monitor these updates as they develop. Reporting live from San Bernardino, Matt Boone, 10 News.
All right, Matt, thank you. Right now, San Diego police have launched an urgent search for a missing at-risk 15-year-old. We want to show you a picture of Emma Johnson. Police put this on their Twitter page along with other social media sites. Can we drop the bonnet? There we go, so we can see her better. She's 5'4", 110 pounds. She was last seen in Del Sur on Via Monte Cristo about 4 this morning. If you have seen her, if you see her, police are urging you to please call them immediately.
County health officials are warning that people have been exposed to tuberculosis at 2 community colleges and an MTS bus line. Officials say an infected person took MTS bus Route 12 from July 26th through August 5th, and then from August 19th to December 16th. That person went to San Diego City College those same dates and may have also exposed people there. In an unrelated case, health officials say an infected person may have exposed people at Southwestern College from August 26th to December 10th. And they are urging anyone who may have been exposed to see their health care providers. In addition, free TB testing will be available at both colleges.
Take a look at this mess in Mission Valley after a car hit a hydrant in a Food for Less parking lot. This happened just after 8 this morning at the grocery store on Hazard Center Drive. 10 News viewer sent us this video. You can see the water shooting up into the sky. But water crews were able to shut that water off before it could flood any nearby businesses, and no one was hurt. Police say it's not clear how the driver ended up hitting that hydrant, but that driver did stay at the scene.
Overnight, a Jeep left on its side after crashing into a pickup truck in Bankers Hill. This happened around 11:30 last night on Laurel Street. Jeep's driver crashed into a parked truck before the Jeep flipped on its side and hit another car. A woman was able to crawl out of that Jeep and didn't appear to be injured. Still waiting to find out what caused that crash.
Right now, thousands of sailors are getting ready to ship out with the Theodore Roosevelt Strike Group. Let's get to 10 News reporter Rena Nakano, who is live in Coronado. Rena, we know this is part of being a service member, but it's so tough when the families have to say goodbye.
Absolutely, a very tough time for the families. We see a lot of them hugging right here at the gate. But first of all, let's show you that Roosevelt. It looks so majestic, that big 71, the iconic ship leaving for that deployment right now. But as I said, we are right here at the gate. Take a look at a lot of these people who are actually hugging it out and saying their final goodbyes. You could see a lot of them embracing, showing how much they love their family members who are going to be deploying. And like you said, more than 6,000 sailors assigned to the Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group are leaving today for an Indo-Pacific deployment. Now, they're providing maritime security, maintaining freedom of the seas in accordance with international law and customs, and they're going to be operating with international partners and allies to promote regional stability and prosperity. So, of course, a huge job for these men and women going on their 7-month deployment today. Now, if you look back, though, the last time the Roosevelt deployed on a 7-month deployment was to support operations Inherent Resolve and Freedom Sentinel between October 2017 and May 2018. So we're going to talk to DCI Juan Carpio right now. His family and his 2 babies are out here right now. How are you feeling right now?
I'm ready.
You are?
Yeah, I do this for the country, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and your family is local. You guys are from Paradise Hills, so San Diego Pride going over into the Indo-Pacific. What's that like for you?
It's everything, because I've been doing this for 10 years now, so like I said, I'm very excited, and I can't wait to go back.
Wife, I got to talk to you because you got 2 babies to take care of without your husband. It's going to be a tough time as a military wife. Talk to us about the next 7 months.
Well, I just have to plan ahead, way ahead, and keep all of us busy. Have to be organized, and then keep the family and friends involved too.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your service, not just you, but everyone around here. There's going to be 6,000 plus individuals doing this for us. So a big, loving farewell to everyone here in the island of Coronado. I'll send it back to you.
Second that, Rena. Thank you very much. We are learning new details about last week's missile attack on 2 air bases in Iraq where U.S. troops are housed. Several U.S. service members were hurt, according to the U.S.-led military coalition fighting ISIS. Pentagon initially said there were no casualties, but the coalition says American soldiers were treated for concussions, and some of them are still being assessed. They didn't give an exact number, but a U.S. military official tells CNN that 11 service members were injured.
Now to Washington, where the historic impeachment trial of President Trump will soon be underway in the Senate. That trial will kick into high gear on Tuesday as a critical confrontation takes shape over whether any witnesses will be called. ABC's Serena Marshall has their latest from there.
The oaths are taken.
Do you solemnly swear?
The stage is set.
On the part of the House will be received and escorted to the well of the Senate.
As the historic impeachment trial of President Trump officially begins Tuesday, where the senators, for only the 3rd time in American history, now officially jurors in a presidential impeachment trial, responsible for reviewing the evidence and considering the charges that President Trump abused his office and obstructed Congress. New allegations against President Trump have Democrats saying this bolsters their argument witnesses and evidence must be presented.
It was all about 2020 to make sure he had another 4 years. That was the way everybody viewed it.
Like the explosive allegations from Lev Parnas, the indicted associate of the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. He says the president knew all about the pressure campaign on Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden. And a new report from the nonpartisan government watchdog, which says the White House did break the law by withholding military aid to Ukraine, writing, "Faithful execution of the law does not permit the president to substitute his own policy priorities for those that Congress has enacted into law." The White House disagreeing with that conclusion. Republicans continue to say the president committed no crime. The president insists
it's a hoax. It's a hoax. Everybody knows that.
As the president's legal team is now being finalized, in addition to the White House lawyer Pat Cipollone and private counsel Jay Sekulow, the team also likely to include Alan Dershowitz and former special prosecutor in the Clinton impeachment, Ken Starr.
Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he plans to force a vote on witnesses come Tuesday, and while at least 4 moderate Republicans have indicated they are open to hearing from witnesses, many are also saying they want to wait until the trial is underway to make that decision. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Well, meanwhile, we are about a month and a half out from Super Tuesday, when Californians will head to the polls for the state's primary. In a 10 News Union Tribune poll, we asked Californians who they like in the Democratic field, which has narrowed in recent weeks. Of the nearly 600 voters we spoke to, Joe Biden holding a steady lead. Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, meanwhile, in a dead heat, tied for second with 20% each. No other candidate had double-digit support. Mayor Pete Buttigieg was fourth with 8%.